video addresses the issue of difficult coronary sinus cannulation, and this is a case we did recently, and there was a great deal of difficulty finding the coronary sinus, and the wire had been poked around for a bit and couldn't find anything. So by using, here we have the tip of the braided core, and here's the Worley sheath. By applying aggressive counterclockwise torque, you can see that we've turned the tip of the catheter back posterior and a little puff of contrast, and you can see that is the coronary sinus. So we've sort of dropped into the coronary sinus and turned posterior. So that's where now the catheter is sitting in the coronary sinus. So the next step is to open up the hemostatic valve of your Y adapter and advance a wire in. Now, if you just had a syringe on the back of the braided core, you'd lose access while you're trying to take the syringe off. So it's important to use the injection system. So we're able to advance a glide wire nice and deep into the coronary sinus. And for those of you who've done this, you know that a simple glide wire is not going to provide enough support to advance through this acutely angulated, posteriorly displaced coronary sinus. So what do? Well, if you take a 5 French braided catheter and you can put that through the hemostatic valve over the glide wire, then through the braided core and through the sheath. So that's what this is here. So we're bringing the vertebral vein selector over the wire, over the glide wire, and we're bringing it up into the coronary sinus over the glide wire. And right when you get to this point, you can actually turn the vertebral catheter to accommodate the angle down there. So we get that nice and deep into the coronary sinus. Now, this combination of a glide wire and the vein selector is more powerful than the glide wire alone, but still not that solid. So what we're doing here is we're taking the glide wire out and we're putting in a J-tip Amplatz wire with a short taper. And it's actually very important. If you look at a short taper Amplatz wire, it becomes stiff very shortly after the J. If you look at a standard taper Amplatz wire, it doesn't get stiff but all the way down to 7 centimeters. So if you were to put a standard taper Amplatz wire in, you really wouldn't get much support from the Amplatz wire. So now we have the short taper J-tip Amplatz wire all the way out here. We have the vertebral vein selector here, the braided core, and then the sheath. And with this combination, we're able to advance first the braided core, and then the sheath over the braided core, and then we have access. And you can leave the Amplatz wire in to maintain access for the rest of the case.